we go.
We're here. We're back.
Hello, hello. We have returned. We bring you now. Dun, dun. Law and Disorder Part 2. All right, can you hear us there, chat? We all good?
Somebody needs to storm into the courtroom and have a big declaration of some sort.
I object.
Yes.
This whole court's out of order.
I'm casting Zone of Truth. You can't handle the Zone of Truth.
Yes.
Excellent.
Jackie Bluebell's Tavern is having a 45% off all wings. I'm not lying.
Good.
That sounds good. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds real good. Yeah,
So there's some further, discussion and chatter. There's a bit of a crowd gathering now. There's like more people in the public seating, as like there's just been some like word out about what's going on here. So there's like some people starting to trickle in a bit. The name is called. More names are called out. Albinia Sunshine, and your cousin comes in with her crazy giant fright wig of hair,
I've got a picture of her.
Yeah, her ridiculous mini mismatched sweaters and scarves and so forth. Oh yeah, you drew her, didn't you?
Randy did. I'm just trying to find her.
Somebody drew. I'm pretty
keep
sure
going, I will find it.
drawings. And she is questioned and asked about the this situation with vampirism in the sewers, and she reveals the strange intellect devourer sample, the brain that was taken out of the one zombie kobold in a jar is still there, preserved. The fungal samples that have been fixed and therefore are not didn't disintegrate with the Quaggillithid. She talks about the purple potion of that has been able to that they are studying at the school because it has they have a sample that can potentially cure this form of undead plague. She's asked to give her professional opinion as to what this danger was, and particularly she sort of brings up the whole this clearly was a danger that has been growing for a considerable amount of time in the sewers. And Randy, with your good persuasion roll, you sort of start lawyering. You pull out your disguise kit and like put on like a string tie and a white jacket.
I'm just a southern safety lawyer. I don't know much about the big city laws, but I know this.
Speaking
I
of big
thought you
city
guys were
laws,
from the West.
Yeah.
And you
The south of the north.
You start making the case that from the Quaggles talking about this danger being something that's been going on and building for months, and the Sunshine and their opinion, and you sort of like, we only just got here a few days ago or a week or so ago, etc. They call Gerald Igax come. And the beholder comes in. A lot of people like shriek and like dive behind.
Oh, hey, Gary.
Gary's a good guy.
And the shrouds, ask him some questions, and he goes, yeah, I was just lost in the sewers and trying to find a new dungeon. And I lost my contact lens, and these nice people helped me find it, and I offered to help them go and fight some kind of huge slime beast and its vampire master, and it was I did a very good job, and I was very quickly disintegrated it. you know, and of course
He
the
turns
zone
to
of
the
truth
gathered
doesn't affect
crowd.
it because it's got the anti-magic eye.
Freddy turns to the gathered crowd and says nonchalantly, "Now that's what I call an eyewitness." I'm trying to win them over.
Good.
Oh, and I forgot my roll for the history check to think of any loopholes that could help me hang on to these pages was a 27. For history.
Right.
So
So,
like,
yeah,
even if it's
you're-
like it's illegal to search a wizard spellbook or like pact tome or something, like anything I can do to keep the pages safe, I think Prinny is going to make reasonable attempts to do that.
So you are familiar enough with the laws of Dwemer to so it is it's a historical law. So basically, Dwemer has had this cyclic history because it is a place of like weird creatures and magic, of being ruled by like evil wizard lords and like warlocks and sorcerers, because basically there's a cycle of somebody getting too much dark magic and becoming like the tyrant lord of the city, and then eventually plucky adventurers like overthrowing them and defeating them, and then it happens again. And this has eventually led to the council of the Shrouded Ones, where some of the most powerful wizards kind of or sorcerers, because they're usually sorcerers in Dwemer. But the sorcerers that rule the city basically have a council, so that no one of them, you know, because that's the
No
nature
one of them
dark
becomes the
magic
Sorcerer
power.
Supreme?
Yeah, you can't exactly.
Yeah.
There's no sorcerer supreme that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And it that's literally the title of the one who speaks. I'm just decided now. He's the supreme sorcerer.
Nice.
The supreme shrouded one. That's
Okay.
just what they call him. But the point is that, yeah, because of the way that dark magic works, it's real hard to share at that top level, and by having a council, they've managed to prevent that. So basically, there are laws effectively against lichdom. They're sort of like anti-lichdom laws,
Well.
and they've been challenged over
Oh,
history
no.
because it's like seen as like a discriminatory thing, that it's like, well, what just because I'm dead doesn't mean, you know.
Only a good lich can protect you from a bad lich.
Exactly.
We have heard of a lich that is rising in the west, in the Sea of Grass.
Well,
I
that's
don't know if that's relevant.
that's not subject to Dwemerdel's laws, though.
That's true.
Did you know that the lichest 1% control 99% of the dark magic?
It's true.
You can look it up. You can look it
Yeah.
up.
That's why they say you gotta eat the lich.
Oh,
Ugh, gross.
you got to spread the death.
Yeah.
But the so basically these laws have been challenged over history because of what defines a lich. Like, are you a lich if you just happen to be undead and a spellcaster? In which case, this could just be seen as like,
Well, that's
you
just
know,
discriminatory.
discriminating against. Yeah, I mean, other wizards get to be celebrated and have positions of power.
But if you happen to be
But
dead,
if you happen to be undead, so there's actually quite a body of law to specifically define the types of dark magic that are outlawed here. So you think that the best angle you could probably argue to keep these pages would be to sort of basically investigate them to a level that you could argue what they do and don't fall out of, that they basically are outside of this narrow window of, you know, like, if all they do is give a lich power over you and make you a powerful undead creature, but not a lich yourself, doesn't that?
then you're not
That's
a
not
lich.
the same.
And is there like an
Right.
academic fair use clause?
No one said a lich couldn't play baseball.
Ah! Oh my god.
Wow.
Perfect. That's the
Welcome
perfect.
to
My
trash
god.
trash pop culture. Is what it's not a game of D&D anymore. We're just going to make references at you.
I'm gonna save the lich argument for if they're discovered. For now, I'm gonna hope they don't get discovered. And the other thing I have up my sleeve, I guess, is like I'm gonna maybe lead the witness a bit with Albinia on the stand to talk about my evil shadow, so that it's like if anything gets assigned, like I literally had an evil twin doing evil things that can I can totally pin shit on now that he's not around to defend himself. So I'm gonna also say like it's quite possible that the eyewitness could have been confused by my evil twin. I'm obviously the good twin. Look at all of these witnesses who have come to talk about me helping lost beholders in dungeons and helping quaggles who were affected by this disease. Like,
Yeah, poor lost beholders. So I think the major question is going to be: are you going to try and keep the page? Are you going to try and get the pages kind of like out of their ability to like detect them on you or on? So like, you have a few opportunities here, right? Like during these proceedings, like there's a point, for example, when they're questioning Gary, where they can't be like scrying or magically detecting anything on you because there's a beholder in the way, and that's what a beholder does. It's the anti-magic cone effect, right? So I guess what I want to know is, what are you going to do to try and protect these?
I sent you a DM, Lane.
And the answer is yes, you can, because you were the one who noticed.
All right, I'm going to try.
All right, make a
You
roll.
may not have to worry about it, Bernie.
that'd be cool. Bernie trusts
Alina
you.
has
I'm back.
disappeared.
I'm back.
Your computer randomly chose a different camera.
It was weird.
What you got, Randy?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I got a weird work email that I had to look at. That's not bad. So my sleight of hand is 10.
Yep.
And
Ollie.
I got this. If they won't crash the computer this time.
His head is so long.
Oh wait, no, take 6 off that. Take 6 off that. That's too high. My sleight of hand is 6. So take a 4 off that. That's 22.
Oh, it's yeah. I mean, it's still a 17 on the die. Nice. Okay, so I am rolling. I'd like everybody in the party to make a perception roll as well.
2. I am not paying any attention.
It's for the best.
You're like
That's a
just
net.
like you're like, because there's a courtroom drama going on.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like
I'm
going,
just watching it.
14.
You're waiting to hear the dun dun.
Yes.
Yep. 14. What else?
So nat 20 for a 22 on my new fancy dice.
Ooh. Oh, are those the ones
Damn.
with the turquoise? Those are so beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a. My
Oh.
wife got these for me
Fitted?
as a we're playing D&D now together gift, and yeah, malachite vein. I'm sure they roll
Gorgeous.
very unevenly.
Beautiful.
So pretty, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
Oh, you're
muted,
muted.
Jeff. That's why I didn't hear you.
Mm.
Your roll. You're still muted.
There, now I should be.
Yep.
I have a 12.
Okay, so the only person who beat the roll here is Copernicus. So what happens is, as you're trying to decide what to do with this, and while Gary's on the stand distracting everybody, Tromlin, while you're sort of like, Copernicus is holding his tome aside because he's no longer sort of like perny netting in it at the moment. Tromlin like slips a hand to the bottom of the book where the pages that you stuck in, you know how when you stick loose leaves into a book, there's usually a corner sticking out somewhere,
Yeah.
and he pulls the pages out of the book and absconds them onto his person.
I'm
And
assuming that he's
only
not gonna
you
be,
noticed that.
I'm assuming he won't be immediately corrupted or anything, right? Like I'm not too worried about.
You don't know for sure.
Yeah. I trust him.
What
I trust him.
What are you doing with those pages after acquiring them?
Hiding them on my person, and standing as close as I can to Gary, hoping his anti-magic will kind of prevent them from being able to notice.
Can I
So
roll?
if Gary is questioned the same as others have been, he's going to leave the stand in a minute, so
Can
he
I
won't
roll?
stay.
Can I roll a performance check?
To do what?
Morgan will be showing off some of her fave goods, her sponsors, as it were, as she's like very much like taking up a beautiful space, posing for the illustrators, waving at people, and generally just like drawing as much attention to
Oh,
herself as she can.
You're trying to
while
be a
being,
distraction?
yeah.
You might need to be told what's going on first. I don't know if it depends on whether Copernicus and Tromlin are trying to let the rest of you know what they're doing.
I mean, in general, like she's gonna
Just
I guess
completely
that's
own
true.
Just for
that
the
she is-
follows.
true.
You're
Like,
just trying to get
she
It
is-
has been a
follows.
while since
She's
Morgan
doing
was
something
attention.
that her mom would not like, and it's already out. It's already started. So she's gonna
Yeah,
look really
make-
good while she's doing it, and she's gonna
I'll
make
buy
sure
it.
she gets her sponsorship iconography shown. So
Good.
like, yeah.
I'll buy it. Go for it.
I will
Make an
forward-
intention aggro.
I wanna guidance myself as well.
Sure.
That's a +3, so that's 17 on
Ooh.
and 3, so that's a 20.
Plus your
combined?
performance of like. Oh, is that after your bonus?
Performance is +8.
So that's before your bonus. So it's a 28.
Holy
Okay.
crap.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're very attention grabbing.
Nobody's looking at any of the rest of us.
I will turn to Perny while this is going on and say, you know, if they search you, this might just be over.
I think Fernie will
for
actually
it.
like write back in the book. It might not have found it in the book. I don't know if Gary can smuggle these out. He owes us a favor. I also don't know if it might be dangerous to give them to Gary. Also.
Yeah, that's. I'm not handing anything over to Gary. I want to keep Gary close to us till we leave.
What's the problem with the vampire illithid beholder? It's
Yeah,
fine.
that sounds worse than what we just fought.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking about doing is, no, if I banish something from this plane that I know can make its way back, I can get it to leave with the papers. But I don't know if we know anyone who's not like
A demon?
native to this plane who would be able to make their way back. But maybe we could just stuff them onto one of our witnesses that like, and then really quickly go gather it later. And if they
Again,
don't,
we're
they're
just
not aware.
corrupting somebody, aren't we?
You also have a number of means of like you have multiple familiar and familiar-like creatures.
Oh yeah, I wonder if we would.
If you're just trying to.
You know what? Maybe I'll get. I mean, it's hard to do blood magic in public without being spotted, so it's hard to do a whole blood elemental. But I wonder if, like, if the monkey could like just cling to the underside of Gary and float out with him.
Well, I mean, the monkey doesn't have to be blood magic anymore. The monkey can just.
No,
be-
he's just
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
you just summon your
I was gonna do a
monkey.
blood elemental, but I was thinking, instead just do the monkey.
It is far more surreptitious for Tromlin to summon a monkey than for you to make a blood elemental.
I will quietly summon my monkey, and
It sounds so dirty every time you say it.
yeah, that's good. You should.
Hey, baby, you want to
Also,
summon
like-
a monkey?
Doing blood magic in front of the shroud seems like it's not
was
helping
gonna
our
say-
case.
So while we're being questioned here, just don't mind me. I just need to like do a dark eldritch casting. What? Why? What's the problem? Why
Yeah,
am I
not
being
a big
arrested?
deal.
Fireball. What? Sure. Let's make some stealthful. So Morgan is drawing some attention. Certainly Gary is drawing some attention. You now know his full name is Gerald.
Gerald.
Oh,
Gary
buddy.
is short for
Good.
Gerald.
Alright, I'll do a sneak.
So let's. Yeah, I'm just pulling up the stats of the monkey, but go ahead and make the roll.
I got a 12, so that's a 21.
I am of no help because I don't know that any of this is going on.
Well, you're not
It's a
rolling
help
on your
action.
own stealth is the issue, right?
I'll give the help action if I can.
So what did you roll? A 12?
Roll a 12, add 9 to 21.
So you don't add your 9, you add his 5, because the monkey is the one that's doing it.
So 17 then.
Unless you're like gonna go unconscious and first person your monkey. So that's a
I mean, I could
17.
say I'm really tired and go to the corner, lay down for a nap, and then
Can we count the intervention of Morgan as a help action for the monkey?
Sure. Go ahead and roll with. Actually, yeah, you've got advantage on this stealth roll because there's some distraction going on.
Okay, so it's a plus
See if
5,
you roll
not
better.
plus 9. Gotcha.
Yeah, but you can re-roll and see if you get better than 12.
Yeah, that's a 22.
Nice.
Thank you, Morgan.
Okay. Excellent. And nobody notices.
Nice.
So yeah, when Gary leaves the stand, your monkey slips into his wake or whatever, runs along underneath him.
Morgan pulls a bend and snap at that
Good.
moment.
Good.
Nice.
Excellent. So after this, though, eventually what's going to come out is that somebody is going. You had offered for someone to start looking at like Oogna's mind and trying to and getting some. So doing so gets them a lot of information about the Quaggillithid because you fought it up close. They are very concerned.
It's
about
I go
this
up there
threat.
with like a completely blank, empty mind because that's my default state, and then I just remember the fight for them.
But they will pull from this information the fact of like one of the questions. So basically, this is all going to be like read thoughts spells. So it's going to be specific questions. But one of the questions is going to be what magics or tomes of potential eldritch power may have been taken away from the sewers, and you're going to remember the mended books from the library
Yeah.
and the pages.
I would like
Was
to.
I aware of the pages?
Yeah, I was
You-
gonna say.
So you specifically warned the group that because you had those pages that you might do bad things and that they should be aware of it.
Oh,
So
right.
even if Oogna doesn't like put 2 and 2 together, if it's just a question of dredging it out of the knowledge she has, that would be the answer that would come forward.
So now Peter wants to, for a moment, litigate this, not as Perny, but as Peter. I don't think we're watching a surveillance tape of Oogna's perfect memory. I think they're looking at the bits that Oogna remembers. So I think there should be some kind of intelligence-based roll to see if Oogna even remembers those bits. Because those are not of interest to her.
No,
That's
they're
not the
really
kind of
not.
thing that her brain would convert into long-form memory.
You've also told me, watch out if I go evil before, and I went, all right.
Yeah, that's like not the first time that there's been like a could Perny go off the deep end here? Could
But also,
Perny?
you got bit by a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would like this to be
My idiocy is actually a merit here.
yeah.
yeah, and that is a problem, right? I'm not generally inclined to go. We can break with how the spell works because of my flaws, but I am open to entertain bargaining. So, for example, Oogna, you have 2 hero points,
I do.
and Copernicus even has a hero point. This would also be relevant to you. And of course, there's always a black token on the table.
Always.
I'll take a black token.
What's it
I'll
worth?
take a black token.
Ooh.
You take a black
for me
token?
to be an idiot.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
no.
think anyone else should have to spend their resources on
Ooh.
this.
I
I think
will
you're
accept.
muted.
Have you?
Okay.
Sorry, out of character. 'Cause
Dun, dun.
I don't have the mind meld thing, but like, could you lie for her, or guide her thoughts because
Well,
you
if
are
you're-
sharing a
Not-
mind space? I don't know how that
Yeah.
works.
Not through so the PernyNet is actually something we've been kind of breaking a lot. Technically,
For
what the
roleplay?
PernyNet is, yeah, for roleplay purposes, we've been ignoring it, but technically, it's just a sending spell.
Okay.
Copernicus can cast a sending spell for free as often as he wants with anyone who's signed the name in the book. It's one of the things he can do
Didn't
with
he
the Tome
spend a
Pact.
hero point on it to make it an actual Perninet at one point?
I think so, yeah.
I just sort of have been hand waving it because the thing is, technically, it takes an action. Like if you try to use it in combat, it doesn't work. But like, it's just been, any attempt to use it for like really stretching what it does, I would be okay. No, that's too far. But I've hand waved it just to make it like an interesting. When the party gets separated, you can still communicate with each other and not be like, no, you have to spend an action for each person and you have to you get 20 words and blah, blah, blah. We just sort of, we do some hand waving there. but it's not like
Gotcha.
literally mind reading. Technically, when people respond, I think they actually have to speak out loud. I have to double check the sending spell. But in any case, I'm pretty happy to hand wave it for general game purposes. So with that black token, here's what you do. When they ask because they ask openly, what magics, what tomes or dark magic items may have been taken away that would explain the accusation of dark magic, of prescribed magic. Copernicus, with your book open, basically, like you attempt what Raven was just saying. You write a thought a message to Oogna in the hopes that will be all that's in her thoughts because she just heard it.
Can I get her to think about the All-Star poem as like that's the text that was taken,
Yeah.
and have her like give that to them as like this was the powerful text we found.
So the problem with that is that All-Star that fragment was not in and of itself magical. Like the paper has no. It was just.
Yeah, but
writing.
it's meant to be the red herring that like they like look into that, they find out it's not magical.
Yeah.
And that's the only
Yeah.
tome that Oogna can produce.
Also, like, imagine the inside of my
I would
brain
say-
as being like a cartoon highlight reel of what happened. So I assume they ask the first question, or like, what was it that you fought? And then there's like a anime, really poorly drawn anime scene of like me doing cool punches and a big fangy Cthulhu guy like clawing at my neck.
I also want to know what Morgan looks like in your recounted imagination, where like she's
Yes.
like riding you and like
Jessica
you two are,
Rabbit,
like
for
Oh, she's
sure.
so 100% Jessica
No,
Rabbit and like
it's
just
like
and
panty
shiny.
stocking. It's like panty and stocking. Everything is very
Yes.
chibi.
Yes.
And then like the thirsty battle parts happen, and then suddenly it's like a 5-star like AAA anime,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
like fully rendered, like beautiful particle lighting, everything.
Mm-hmm.
nice.
I see you on top of the
but-
tower, and your hair is like flowing in the underground wind.
Strike a
but
pose
you-
and hear an eagle in the background.
You can, however, quite easily pin this on the books that Morgan mended,
Yeah.
which are also in Copernicus's possession
yeah.
because Morgan gave them to you last session to investigate what they do.
It means that they'll find out about the gem. They'll be like, there was like a big magic-y gem thing, and like some pages. I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm not saying any of this out loud. I'm just sitting there like thinking real hard.
Yeah, but basically because of the black token, which is basically equivalent to a hero point being spent by Copernicus,
It's a hero point that you pay for later.
the message to you about the mended about the magic books from the library of the vampire are in the forefront of your mind, and as soon as they hear that, with the one who's cast a spell, who's the mouthpiece, the sorcerer supreme, as soon as he hears that, he says, "And where are these books now?" and looks to the group of you, and then
Probably at the Sunshine School.
lingering on you. No, they're in your backpack.
Okay, yeah,
That's where
I'll
they were
pull
the
those
last
out
time.
and I'll say I do still need access to them to study the handwriting, and Perny does actually want to figure out if I can figure out a common handwriting or scribe between the notes about the All-Star poem, like the person who left notes about it and who was studying it, based on like other handwriting samples. So he still wants to reserve the right to do that, but otherwise, yeah, I'll produce those and hand those over.
I'm happy to say you've already done that,
Cool.
because you guys talked last time about investigating these books, but we just didn't
Yeah.
follow up when we did the role playing, and there was time, because these books were random, right? These are random fragments that Morgan fished out of the remnants of the library and cast mending on to
Merged
see-
together.
You could fix
I
these
just
up.
grabbed a
That's
bunch
smart.
of them as if I was like just pulling together a 4 or 5 decks of cards and was just shuffling until they
Yep.
actually went into place.
And they are 2 books on necromancy that managed to be all the parts were there and mending could functionally work on them. And in fact, one of them is mostly like an academic text on like the cosmology of undeath, effectively. But the other is effectively like a magical book that can be used to, basically like a book of formulae for creating certain types of undead, some of the more specialized, weird, freaky undead. Um, and the uh, the mouthpiece of the council says, "This is a prescribed work, and we cannot allow you to continue to investigate it further." I just because you had just asked, basically, Copernicus. Sorry, but I will say you have investigated them enough to determine that they are all completely different writing. They're not connected at all to the fragment.
Ernie will attempt his. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're pretty sure that this Quaggle was not particularly much of a scholar, and all of the stuff in that library was collected. Like nothing. It wasn't his writing.
Hack.
Yeah.
All right. I will. I will attempt to use my. Technically, this would be discrimination because it's about creating undead, and that's discrimination against the undead. This is not technically lich-specific material. Plus, again, academic fair use loopholes. I think I will attempt to make an argument for it. If
Absolutely, and they immediately, like all of the council members, kind of lean forward, and he starts engaging into it's like, yes, but under clause 7642.9. Passage number 7651, between these lines. And so I would like everyone else to make a saving throw. I need Constitution saving throws versus boredom.
Not to fall
Actually,
asleep.
I was gonna silvery barbs that because I want him to defend his argument poorly, but I keep forgetting exactly how silvery barbs works. I'm sorry.
No. So silver barbs is specific roll types, and I don't think it'll apply because it wouldn't be an attack roll or a saving throw or it might be a skill check though, and I think it is going to be a skill check.
I got a 14, but I'm going to waive that. I definitely fall asleep. I'm not following any of this.
Got a natural 1, which makes it a 2.
Nice. Fetid?
10.
Oh, can I still silvery barbs this?
Yes.
Make him,
This is for more long term.
Okay. Oh, a 19 on the dice.
So you managed to like stay engaged in the conversation. So let's roll off here, Copernicus. You're rolling with disadvantage because of the silvery barbs.
Well, if I roll badly enough, you might be able to save your silvery barbs.
I mean, if you're going to get your slots back.
You get a bonus.
Oh, you're trying to make... I thought you wanted to make him defend it badly.
No, I want...
Oh, I thought you were sabotaging
them.
me.
No, I wasn't sabotaging it. I was sabotaging the guy who's on the council that's arguing against him. I'm silvery barbing him and giving you the bonus so that he fumbles his words.
So go ahead and make your roll then.
Okay, so this
and
is
what have you got?
persuasion.
Yep.
I will be subtle spelling that as well.
Nice.
I figured.
Nat 20!
Oh, yeah.
Crap.
Different die too. This was not the metal one. It's not just the weighted die.
Oh.
This is my new Warlock's Pact die.
Nice.
Nice.
Man,
With a
you're
+7
getting
makes
some
it 27.
serious legal argument. You're in full
2 in a
So
row.
what happens
full
is...
discourse.
So what happens in the interest of time, I want to get finished with the courtroom scene. So in what happens is you argue back and forth. They put forward that the law clearly states that the specifics of this type of work has to be destroyed. You suggest that it is not fully understood what the type of work is without like extensive study, so you should have right to do the study. It goes back and forth, and in the end what is resolved is that they will charge the keeping of this books to the the Eldritch Library of Dormerdell, which is which is a public library within these buildings, these administrative centers, in the high security area where dangerous books that don't qualify as being destroyed is kept, and it will be kept there for a period of a maximum of X, like let's say 6 months or a year or something like that, to be studied to be certain of whether it falls under this category, and that you would have access as a visiting scholar under, basically they get Albania Sunshine to speak for you. Anyone who studies the book will have to be accompanied and observed, so that there is no chance that somebody uses it to summon a portal to hell or something without someone being handy to alert.
Proper authorization.
Yeah, without authorization. An unauthorized portal to hell specifically.
You're allowed to make portals to hell, but only with council approval.
Yeah, only in certain.
And
And
certain
only on
circumstances.
Tuesdays.
There's a
So
permit
basically-
process to it.
Yeah, this wrangles back and forth. I said that. Remember, I said that the council chambers are filling up a bit as people were interested. That 100% reverses flow.
I
By
would
the
like to
end of
assure
this,
them.
everyone's fast asleep except for Copernicus, the council members, the guards who just stand there without moving the whole time somehow, and Morgan. And even
I know.
Morgan looks pretty bored.
I would like to assure them
To
that
be
I never
cute
do
and
any
distract
dangerous.
them.
I want to show them I never do any dangerous magic without suitable contingencies and countermeasures. Specifically, my grandson Tramlin with a sap ready to knock me out.
It's true,
That
actually.
has
Pretty
worked so
much.
far.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're still here.
Mm-hmm.
It
Nobody's been
has
dragged to
helped.
hell yet.
I don't know if you could say that you never did it while you're in the zone of truth. I think you'd have to say that you recently have installed an alert system
And it's had a
in
100%
the form of your.
success rate.
That's true.
100% success rate since
That's
being
true.
installed.
Okay,
Morgan is only awake so that she can flip her hair to possibly distract from the situation at any moment.
That's Morgan's
So-
part for that.
so you're released. At the end of this questioning, the Sorcerer Supreme will state to council that investigation of the circumstances of the accusation will need to be made, which sounds a little ominous in terms of who made this accusation. If you ask about further about that, asking further about, you will find that they can't, by law, they can't reveal to the accused who the accusers are in the case
That's
where
a
the
good thing
accusers are
for a lot of
citizens
people.
and you aren't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually support that. Anyways, so.
But
it's a good law.
but they there's definitely some muttering about where did this come from? And you guys leave, and there's a huge crowd around the administrative centers, oh, what's been going on?
I would like Morgan and Tromlin to be
Trial of the
PR
century.
people who are answering any questions that reporters have.
Good.
Which is a lot of no
Good.
comment, no comment, no
Mhm.
comment.
Yeah, you
I'm just
throw
gonna be-
a jacket over Copernicus's head. And,
I'm escorting
Morgan,
you to
Just
the carriage.
giving out her little business cards. She's talking about her stream.
Nice.
She's talking about helping out folks of the keyword persuasion in different parts of the world. She never used the word quaggle. She's not sure that she should, so she's not going to do it.
that's their words.
That's their
Yeah.
word. So she'll do a lot of that advocacy and also just
Good.
pumping herself up in the media.
Yeah.
As a means of distraction.
Nice.
Exactly. And you're doing the, I forget the guy's name, but OJ's lawyer, doing the whole
Connie Cochran. Yeah.
yeah, and being all
The book sleeve didn't fit. Oh.
you must acquit.
When we get back to where we're staying, I will return the pages quietly to Bernie.
I'm gonna suggest to them, as soon as we are somewhat in a secretive, at least can be close to each other, not in a zone of truth or under eye. Maybe we should hang out with Gary while we are within view of any of the guards or like other folk. Like,
Yeah.
Well, in fact, Gary is long gone at this point because he
Yeah.
said his piece and they let him go, and then that was before Copernicus launched on a,
A long legal
like a
expertise.
an argument about the Talmud, kind of. Anyway,
Guys, I'm sorry, my joints are killing me. I have
Gotcha.
to go. I'm so sorry.
no worries, man.
I'm gonna get the other camera set up. Just take a sec.
Tromlin will just go take a nap.
Yeah.
He was so bored from that hole that he just cannot.
Drummond's
Not
just still
awake yet.
asleep.
Yeah.
For the
Yep.
just they,
You
Oh,
can head out
yeah.
anytime, Randy.
All my joints are killing me. What?
You can
When
head
you
out
get
anytime,
Fernie-
Randy. I've got the other thing set up here.
All right, thank y'all. Everyone, have a good week. Bye.
see you next time.
Oh, and yesterday was Danielle's birthday.
Aww.
Aw, yay!
Happy
Yeah.
birthday,
Happy
Danielle.
belated.
We need to have
Happy
Gorfa back
birthday!
on one of these days. So just give us a second to fix the camera setup. White court. So excellent.
Good.
Excellent.
I'm gonna slide over. There we go. Now I'm in the
Hey,
middle. Now I can
you're still
control
there.
Tromlin's thing.
Alina's just opening a
Yeah,
second
hold on.
camera to
Yeah.
space us properly. But I will say that while you're kind of making your way out of the place, Oogna's carrying I'm just gonna say that part of like all of the crazy Fae stuff that you guys interact with, Tromlin's got Tromlin picked up a Fae curse from getting it on with all those dryads. He's got an STC.
Oh,
And
Steely
it just made
transmitted.
it made him fall asleep when he gets super bored. He fell asleep, and it's like now it's like a fairy sleep. He's gonna sleep for a period of time, and you're all like, oh crap. Well, we'll have to take him and get the curse removed.
I'll just
from-
carry him. It's
Well,
fine.
Take him
it's
back to the
better than
Church of
an
Wolf.
better than the STP, sexually transmitted possession.
Yeah. Well, that Copernicus has gotten those before. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll tell you about that.
Like
They give you-
curses have a few different ways of being rectified, pun intended.
Oh no.
Possessions kind of involve more than one person, so you're like there for the process, and usually you're awake. So
But as you guys are heading out through the crowds, and the crowds are kind of like melting away as the excitement has passed, Oogna, you hear a voice bellow out from across the quay at you that says, "Bone Crusher!"
I immediately look over because that sounds like a wrestler voice.
It is. It is in fact none other than Kangar the Strangler,
Oh no!
the masked Loxodon
Big K!
champion of the South. Yes, I like that. Big K. That's what we call
Yo,
it.
Big K! Hey!
He actually rears up and trumpets. He does that thing with his trunk. Ooh. What are you doing here? There are no bouts in this dismal, dank, magic-soaked hellhole.
Oh, I mean, I've been doing a little off-season training. It's kind of, top secret. It's real good, though.
You're not using magical substances.
Oh, no, nothing like that. I fight clean. Except, for the mud. But, just fighting some cool stuff. Stuff I don't normally fight. You gotta practice all the grips. I fought this big gloopy guy. He had a real good hold.
Oh, monster fighting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've done some of that training in the jungles of Zaru. I have fought the great anacondas. Very instructful. Yes. He's got like a little Loxodon pointy goatee that's all like curled at the end. That's
Okay.
like set up to be he often does heel turn. That's like one of his things, right?
Good. Gotta stroke your goatee.
Sorry, he's a what?
A Loxodon. He's a big elephant man.
Elephant Man, yes. The Loxodons.
Oh, I'm afraid to search this.
This is
They're just big elephant
D&D
dudes.
It's a D&D race from way back. I don't know if you have any pictures of the mini Loxodon
I
characters.
do.
Lar loves
Let's throw
drawing
one of these up
Loxodons.
here.
It occurs to me this is one of those characters that if Lar was here,
Do
he
we want a
would
naked
100%
picture?
wanna draw. No, don't put up
Of a
the.
naked Loxodon with dildos on his horns.
Don't we have a not safe for work
Why?
channel? Just put that one in there. Just
Why do I even have that picture?
Because Lar drew it, but the question is why did Lar draw it? Oh man!
just put it in the not safe for work because I have
Good.
to see that.
Good, it's good.
But you could post a Loxodon picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a
on-
clean
on-
Loxodon.
He drew a whole bunch of them. But
The
anyway,
problem is he's drawn a lot. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling and scrolling. It's amazing. These are all great.
you have like a whole folder of.
There's an
of
entire
Lar
folder.
fan art.
Yeah.
It's an entire category of fan art for this show. So anyway, yeah, he says, "How long are you in town for? My ship leaves tomorrow."
Oh, you got a ship? Huh.
Yes, I'm here with. Actually, I'm gonna give his ship a name.
Good.
Harry Barbell?
Say what?
The Harry Barbell.
The slippery pig.
Not sure that's a good name for a giant merchant vessel.
Well, if he's got his own branding, and that it's his ship.
Yeah. Hang on. This is not a Lar picture, but this is John Kovalic original, if you want to see
Yeah.
what our good friend Sir Godfrey looks like.
Oh yes, I forgot about that one.
And that's
Sir
John
Godfrey.
Kovalic.
Timothy
John
and Timothy,
Kovalic
was
has.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timothy and Tomothy.
That's
his
way
servants.
too cute.
They're adorable.
But this Loxodon has like a goatee under his chin and
I'm sure he's far less fancy than this
like
gent.
a luchador mask and is like stripped to the waist, like and oiled.
Yeah.
I think I made him a
I picked up that
barbarian
he's
by
not-
class.
There's no kayfabe going on here. He's not on the clock.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
he's not currently in a particular.
He's wearing an
what's-
oversized hoodie.
Oh, hey, there you go, Alina.
Some
It's
Lululemons.
Oh yeah.
a drawing of
Excellent.
one of our first ever Loxodon.
Yeah, there he
NPCs.
is.
Oh, nice.
Healed up. Thank you, K2. There we go.
So, yeah, he says, I'm with the Ivory Rose, the merchant ship.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yes.
Well, we were gonna head on the road, like, basically after we rest and get supplies. But we're headed back to, like, Ravensfall. We're gonna check in at the pit there, and then on to Mud Hollow.
Well, that is where we are going.
You're going to
Around
Ravenfall?
the rim.
Oh.
Well, to Karsh, but we are going by way of the rim.
That's smart. The seas get real bad out in the middle.
Well, the wise merchants do not take their ships too close to the Dragon's Isle, and then, of course, there is the pirates of Evermere.
Oh, yeah.
Never
The,
go straight towards the Dragon's Isle. You want to go around the rim a few times before you go there.
Just good foreplay.
No. I'm sad now.
I'm just thinking of that Vox Machina episode.
It was a lot of willpower to wait until there was an opening for me to speak, just to not throw it out there.
You want to put the map back up of the north?
Yeah. Give me half a second.
I'm never gonna look at that map the same way.
Gotta go around the rim.
Show me the Dragon's Isle again.
Yeah, I'm
It's
hoping
right in
that
the
that's
middle.
not what
On
it's
that.
called. I think
It's
I might have missed.
it's right in the middle.
No, it is the
Over here.
Dragon's Isle.
Dragon's Isle. Woo! Woo! I'm going around the rim. You gotta go around the rim here. It's fine. We're
Yep.
here. We gotta sail over here. And around.
You wanna
That's all we got.
hit 1, then 2, then 1, and then back and 2, then
Yeah.
3, 4 for a couple of turns, and then go back 1 and 2, 1 and 2.
Yeah,
And
you know what they
then-
say? One ship to the Dragon's Isle and 2 to Port Evermere. I don't know. Something like that. But in any case, yes. So the chat selected which of your wrestling
Aw.
buddies was going to
Yay.
be in Wimmerdale
Nice.
in the poll.
Thanks, chat.
So Kangar says, I'm with the ship because my cousin is one of the owners.
Oh.
I might be able to like, if you grease a palm, get you passage, and you could shave weeks off your trip.
Oh yeah. Hey, Big K, these are my friends. Tromlin, Fetid,
I remember the limp sleeping one. Yes.
Yeah. And then this is our new friend Morgan. She's famous and super pretty.
Thank you.
He kind
Hi,
of
nice to meet you.
hooks his thumbs in his like weapon belt suspender things that go over his shoulders, and looks down his trunk and says, "Yes, pleased to meet you," and twirls the end of his beard. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah, if there's space on the ship, like we're willing to work for a keep or do whatever. We got. Do we have money?
Oh,
You got to look at Copernicus for that."
Yeah, that's who I was directing it to.
I was just like, oh yeah, we were headed that way, and then she's gonna start to,
Oh no, what's happening?
she's gonna whisper to Oogna, like, is it true what they say?
I'm
The size of the
luck
trunk?
dice. Luck dice. Hang on.
Oh no.
Oh, I am picking up what you're putting down, and I'm like, just give you a little eyebrow and a big trunk, right?
Oh no. Oh no. I do not. There's going to be a fade to black at some point on this screen.
Not the bar! Not the bar!
No, this one isn't the Babar one. But,
But the bar in general, it's too funny. Sorry.
yep.
Morgan, I can't even roll.
Oh my goodness.
Morgan,
So-
like, I'm sure you could grease a few palms for us, and that'll be a persuasion roll.
You're gonna grease something.
I am randomly rolling his charisma stat right now.
Okay, great. Oh, there's a low roll. It's only an 8.
Okay, I'm doing the classic roll 4 dice and take the 3 best and reroll ones, which is like a classic old school D&D. That's actually pretty good.
Listen, it's not the size of the tusk; it's how you use it.
It's actually a 15. That's a pretty decent charisma.
Yeah, he's more charismatic than me.
Yep, he is an
I
he is
bet.
an attractive. Now I'm picturing him as having like Dwayne the Rock Johnson's body, but an elephant's head, basically,
Good.
and bigger with the build of a Loxodon.
Dwayne
Well-
the Roxodon Johnson.
I think I was giggling too much through my suggested description earlier, which was he's got like an oversized hoodie and then like some Lulumons on because he's like an athlete, like on his own time right now.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
Yep.
I was picturing like Thor, but an elephant.
Bare-chested, but with an open,
Yeah.
bare-chested with the open hoodie.
Yeah.
No, way
And-
broader than Chris Hemsworth. The Rock is actually
No,
pretty decent.
like Thor, powerlifter Thor,
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
strongman,
Yeah.
the
I'm kind of
mountain.
thinking more like Batista.
Yeah, actually.
She's gonna use
I
the
could see
persuasion to-
Batista's head. He's got such a big head. You could easily put like the tusks and trunk and ears on it and be like,
Yeah.
there we go. Batista
Dwayne
could play
"The
this
Rock"
character.
Johnson.
So what Morgan's attempting to do with her persuasion is to convince him to cover our costs,
To convince him that it might
for
be
the
a good
trip.
idea to have you on board for a few days.
but also suggest that part of the cost coverage be Oogna and him running a workout workshop for the folks on board, and utilize their standing and fame to do so.
Okay. So
I want everything for free.
make me the persuasion roll, and I'll basically consider this like a seduction roll. effectively.
Yeah. So I
Um,
rolled an 8.
Well, I rolled a 9, and I'm betting your bonuses are a lot better.
Persuasion
uh,
was only 8, so that's only 16.
That's only ridiculous. His insight is not going to be very high. So yeah, you got him. Yeah, he is quite taken with you when you flirt with him. But whether or not he can get you free passage is going to depend more on his cousin. But he will tell you guys that you should, if you come by the ship tonight, they leave with the tide in the morning. So if you were to come to the ship anytime tonight, he's sure that they could find you a berth.
Forget greasing palms. Let's just get these guys drunk and forget that we're on the ship. Easy. You were the ones that invited us here.
Here's our
It's not our
good
fault that you took off with
Ildop.
us. Damn.
What's that?
Here's our good
there you go.
Ildop.
Yes.
Ildop is a...
Yeah.
Yep. That reminds me, I dropped another one a while back, and I completely forgot to mention it. I'll have to bring it back up. For those who don't recall, I have a list of alternate URLs for Jeff's website that I was making
yes.
into NPC names.
Good.
Which is why Diomedes, who you just showed the picture of, or Die for short, is Die Oldopodoza.
Dildo pizza.
Yeah. But in any case, I
I'm
forget which
making-
one it was. I know it was a couple of games ago I dropped one with an
I'm
NPC
gonna
before you
give
guys
it
went in the
to y'all.
sewers.
I'm gonna give it to y'all for free. That's not the first time I've said that, but I already made a cute little art that I was gonna share at the end of this.
Aw.
Now it will be extra because it will have our handsome Loxodon. I'd never
Ooh.
heard of these before. That's hilarious.
I'm trying to remember where they come from originally. In the new
Magic-
edition, they
Magic the Gathering, I think.
are they from
Oh,
Magic the
that
Gathering
makes
first?
sense.
Yeah.
Before they got into, come on, brain,
I thought so.
setting name. Because they're from the setting that's all...
Ravnica is the
Ravnica,
new,
yeah.
In the
Yeah.
new book, they're Ravnica creatures, and Ravnica is the game that is based on Magic the Gathering, or the game setting. The whole idea of
Yeah.
Ravnica as a setting book is that it's what if a bunch of the cool stuff that's kind of world buildy for Magic the Gathering was a D&D world you could go to. But I'm pretty sure that there were pre-5e Loxodons, and I just don't remember. But they might have also been intended to be, or basically introduced via Magic the Gathering connections, because that goes all the way back to 3rd ed, right? Anyway, so what are you guys going to do with the rest of your night? You never did finish gathering your supplies, but now you have a different kind of a voyage.
Yeah, exactly. So
to
we'll
go
plan
on. So you
differently.
could
We
bring
get to
supplies,
deposit
but you
back
don't
on
need to bring as
our
much.
on our carriage.
Yeah, I hadn't finished negotiating for
No.
a carriage.
Oh, nice. All
Say goodbye to the horse?
Yep.
You didn't buy the horse either.
No.
We were
No,
just
you
talking
just-
about it.
You were just talking
Never
to
even
them.
looking
got a
at 'em.
carrot.
Guy showed up and demanded you come get investigated.
Well, he just saved us a whop of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Well, I don't think I have anything else on my prep list. So, if we just want
Yeah,
to
I'm
like
good.
party tonight
Yeah.
or hang out or something.
That sounds
Hell
great.
yeah. Sorry, I'm making art, but yeah, I stand by my suggestion.
Let's go and pick up a
Yeah.
cask of something pretty nice to bring on ship and, like, you know, show our gratitude for saving us a big trip.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'll show up with a cask on either shoulder and my backpack on.
Mhm. One for you, one for the rest of us.
Yes, correct.
Perfect. I love it. I think we have
Okay.
the best plan.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Riding in style
Okay.
to Ravenfall.
Not difficult. I imagine Copernicus probably, if you're leaving that soon, wants to touch base with his cousin and just sort of go, okay, so here's what's up.
Yeah.
So Albina will say, I worry about you, cousin, and these dark magic books. I'll be having my my people. Xavius wants to investigate those books that you left at the library here while you're gone, and we'll see what we can find out, what we can learn. I don't like this long distance, the ease with which these creatures were able to make undead through infection and instead of simple instead of magical ritual that takes more time and effort, is very dangerous.
Well, I can assure you, I'm only reading these books so I know how to protect against evil influence, not so that I can participate in it. Just to put your mind and heart at ease.
Rolling insight, roll deception.
That one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whew.
Day of extremes.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
Oh.
Bernie starts just like whistling surreptitiously.
Wedding profusely.
No, she takes her glasses and moves them down and looks at you over her glasses. And like you immediately like turn red, or if you could, you would turn red, and kind of
Don't have enough blood.
like it's like 100%. It's like a cookie jar break in a not me situation when mom goes, and she says, Copernicus Sunshine, if you are not careful in what you are doing, the family will have to do something about it. I will spread the word.
I am being careful. You have my word that I am proceeding with caution, and I'm trusting in the fine crew of companions that I've assembled. They will keep me on the straight and narrow. And that's something Bernie believes. That's not deception.
This is important work that is begun. I'm going to assume at this point, since we had a hand wave of time, that you've filled her in on a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think
the
I've told her-
Necrogog.
I don't think
Well,
I told
then
her about
you
the
were gonna-
pages. I'll definitely tell her
No,
about the
but you were
Necrogog.
going to talk about the Necrogog. You were going to talk to her about the Elanath.
Yeah.
You were going to
And-
talk to her about the. Well, I mean, obviously, you told them about the potion and the Shirlindria's message through Morgan.
I might not tell her Morgan's business. I think that's Morgan's business. It's important, but I'll ask Morgan for permission to share that before I do. So Morgan, that's up to you whether or not I share that.
Share what?
Your experiences in the Feywild with Shirlindria, to sharing that with the headmistress of the Sunshine School for Gifted Youngsters. She's like on the level. I just know it's your business. So I don't want to talk at a school or whatever.
That should be fine.
Yeah, then I'll share that.
Yeah,
I won't
and you'd
mention
already
the-
shared Glorpa's vision with her
Yeah.
before, so like yeah, it's pretty. So she's like, obviously concerned.
Yeah. Can I get her to assign like a research project to some students to look into as much research as we can do on the Necrogog and as much research as we can do on the LNF, just because like I'm not gonna have access to libraries as we're traveling, so have them working on that would be great.
She has copied the fragment of the Elnath and will have her people research on it, but she definitely recommends if you're talking about going to the Wizard's Vale, that's where you if you're going to try and research some possible magic ritual,
That's the place
there's
to be.
no better place in the world. The Wizard's Vale or the libraries of the monasteries of Throm are basically it. So, but to the extent that Dwimmerdell has resources to rival those, and it does, she will make use of them.
I would like to draw everyone's attention to the Safer Work Discord
Oh my goodness.
know.
channel.
What's happening?
Just the best. I literally just drew that Morgan for the wolves, and this
But I'm in the wrong channel. That's why.
this vision
Oh
this vision came to me,
no! Oh, I love it.
and thankfully it was very easy to make an addition.
Is that
to this.
the drawing of Morgan we're talking about, or am I missing a channel?
Oh, it's so good.
It's in the
Morgan
the,
and Babar?
Yeah.
And
Woof.
it's safe for work in the.
It's
the,
safe for work, so I'm gonna
Right.
throw it up on the stream here. Just give me
Sure,
half a
just do that.
second.
That makes it easier for me because I have all the tabs open because that's how this game works.
Just
I don't care what art you show me. I don't
amazing.
care how good it is. I don't care if you show me the
Amazing.
source material for Loxodons. This
This
what
is
I
it.
picture.
This is it.
Excellent.
This is.
Exactly what they look like.
Excellent, excellent.
Here we go. Prepare yourselves.
I love
Yes.
Wow.
With the no sleeves, you can see his like
Yeah.
see the arms.
Yep.
it. Mhm.
He didn't put in those many hours in the gym to not show off his arms.
Yep.
Yeah. Clearly, he just won some kind of competition. He's got a crown.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's a belt, but they can't fit it around his waist because he's too big. So they put it on his head.
I was gonna say we were just at Burger King.
He's got to get his protein in.
He's
Yeah,
wearing this
right?
frog crown.
Yeah. Frog King.
He's a kingfisher.
So Albania will give you sort of a final
King
warning
sized.
to be careful, please. That these matters are too important to be flippant about. And with that, you'll go off with grab the rest of your stuff from your rooms at the school, and you can go head to the ship. And when you go down to the docks, there is this enormous, like Phoenician-style galley ship. Just huge ship, like a cross between a great age of sail multi-deck warship, like a 3-gun deck type warship with giant sails, and the old Phoenician ships with like the sloped front with like the ramming prong, and it actually has a pair of carved wood tusk-like structures in the front, like many ships of the Phoenicians have.
So cool.
It's the bowsprit, the trunk, and then there's like tusks beside it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, instead of a bowsprit going up, it has like a knife prow that comes down into a long a long trunk-like ramming
The
or,
trunk of
or
the
water
seas.
cutwater. Yeah. And instead of a bowsprit to anchor the front most sails, it's just this like sharp keel with basically then goes straight down into the ship. And this, of course, is a Felician merchant vessel, which you have seen before but never been on one.
They are a ways from home, but that's what they do.
That's their whole deal. It's been a long time since I've mentioned the Felicians of Al Felicia, which is like an amusing portmanteau of Alfil, which is the Arab word for elephant, and Phoenicians. But it also happens to sound like Felicia, so whenever they leave from a port, you can say, "Bye, Felicia." And it just amuses me to no end. And you come to the ship, and there's a gangplank, and there's a Loxodon guard looking a little bored, and a number of turtles that are turtle and lizard folk that are piling up big stacks of goods. There's a huge amount of activity, even though it's late in the evening. There's basically an enormous amount of cargo being loaded onto the ship. And you've never seen a Felician ship that was not in the process of either unloading or loading tons of cargo, because that's their whole deal. They are the merchant empire.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're loading up all kinds of like stuff that is specific to Dwemer. There's already you can see the ship riding low, and the last of a number of loads of cut black stone, the black stone that is found in the Blackstone Hills, which is prized as a building material, is being loaded on. So this is a heavily laden ship, and of course there's loads of weird magic trinkets and who knows what else you imagine here.
What was Big K's name again?
Kangar the Strangler.
Kangar. Like,
So
oh hey,
exciting.
I was like, got like a cask on either shoulder, be like, oh hey, we're here to see Kangar. Is he on board?
The board guard kind of takes one look at the casks on your shoulder, and he's like, "Of course you are." And he gives a trunk gesture, like,
Yeah.
over
Cool.
there.
And I'll shrug and
great.
just walk up the gangplank.
So you all go on deck. It's hard to miss Oogna. So as soon as you get off, the gangplank bends under your weight a bit, and then you get onto the deck, and immediately there's the shout from Kangar. Is like, "Aho!
Hey!
Bone Crusher, you have come!"
Yeah! Okay, I got one for each of us.
By the
Put the
way-
casks down.
Morgan has, I just want to say too, like in the time for like everyone getting ready to go on, Morgan has made sure to press the digitation to everyone. Everyone she's like helped like better their outfits. She's like, maybe you should swap
Not
the
wear
high
that.
order just for like that, and is trying to make everyone look and hopefully smell very nice. We'll buy them fancy clothes. She's going to buy them good clothes, and
Ooh.
herself is like fully glammed up for the occasion and is wearing like a nice different.
That's what we did this afternoon. We
outfit.
went on like a shopping trip.
I
It's
need to know how
exactly
this
what
went
we
with
did.
Fetid.
Yeah.
I really need to know how this went with Fetid. Like,
Yeah.
there's need to be some sort of
Or-
bargaining system here.
Yeah. Morgan will do everything she can to like provide treats as she is like, oh, actually, why don't you have some like dust here? Oh, also, I picked up these really nice things at the market, and she'll just be like, let me get that for you, as she like hands you like a very tasty morsel or a sweet, and just like, ding,
I
like,
completely
presses-
fall for this. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
like-
no idea what's happening.
Is this the return of Orange Fetid?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Woo.
and
orange.
it's just like.
You know, I forget
Basically
that every
making sure
time.
everyone's like
Mhm.
dressed for the nines.
Yeah.
Not necessarily prom levels, but like if we were going to a bachelorette party, like,
Nice.
this is
Nice.
like as nice as we would like dress up.
So I got like a little crop top, some
yeah.
like a nice, maybe like a long coat
Like,
for like drama.
She's done your makeup. Like
Yeah.
there's like hints of like your wrestling stuff. So you got like the black marks, but they're like glittery, and she's put like little like magical rhinestones.
Yes.
In the that's what's making up the black.
I've got
lines.
earrings, but they're just a fist, like a fist on either side.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Morgan's very excited to
imagining-
find her next sugar daddy at this location.
Nice.
She's like, we got an inn. We have at the very least like a new beefcake boyfriend
Oh
who's
god.
like kind of famous and like mom would hate.
I'm picturing
Or-
two things.
Or
I
like
pick.
maybe we find like a real sugar daddy like merchant, like multi-ship.
His cousin
trader.
owns the boat,
Yeah.
right? Or is one of the owners of the boat.
Yeah.
But I'm picturing two things. I'm picturing an attempt to clean up Copernicus that involves like prestidigitation and like a cloud of ancient dust rises off of him, and then after the prestidigitation is done, it just settles right back down in exactly where it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also picturing like, do you remember the outfit that Lar Drew fetted in when he went to the fancy dinner party?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yes.
I'm
I have that.
imagining-
Let me grab that one.
I'm
Yeah,
imagining
we gotta
that, but
see
then
that,
like
yeah.
just the moment before you get to the ship, you turn around and Fetid has like rolled in
He's
some
filthy again.
feces, or it's just like
No, I couldn't help myself.
Oh.
oh yeah, that was the result of the
Good.
of the bath.
I didn't enjoy it
So
very
good.
much. They didn't give me any treats that time.
No, we just stuffed you in a
Oh.
bath.
It was just
Yeah,
brute force.
but then you got to go to the dinner party where servants just kept bringing you more food whenever the plate was
True.
empty. And that was pretty crazy. So yeah,
Copernicus is like. Does Copernicus have hair?
Yep.
Oh, it will be like gelled. She'll adhere to your old timey sensibilities, and put
Good.
you into like
Good.
like the very like coiffed and like heavily gelled, like combed down look. And
yeah,
we'll
he's
like
definitely a
even,
bow tie kind of
Yeah.
guy.
yeah, we'll like help you like we'll push you to like be like, why don't you try out this like bow tie? It's a little bit more modern. It'll still be like a goofy bow tie, but it'll be like maybe it made out of a slightly nicer material.
Nice.
You put a flower in his buttonhole and it just immediately dies.
Yeah. It's okay. They're
Withers.
usually
Good.
fake. These are usually fake anyway, so she'll like find somebody
It
like a
still
halfling.
dies and withers somehow. It's just like, how did... Okay, so you guys, you're on the ship, and
We're fancy.
Kangar immediately shouts to his buddies. So this ship has like a regular merchant's crew. It also has like a merchant marine, like it has a complement, like it's got the Alphaletian warriors that help defend the ships against harm. But it also has a heavier crew because it's got a bunch of Kangar's entourage. So there's basically a bunch of other pit fighters who are maybe not as well known, kind of traveling with him, to train with him. It's kind of like the you were talking about like Hafthor having the strongman entourage.
Yes.
Whenever he goes to a competition, just like a bunch
Yes.
of random Icelanders, just standing around being tall.
It's just some big dudes from Alphalesia. It's like a beefy tabaxi.
It's like a bunch of a bunch of like
Lizard folk
heavy-set
dude.
turtles and like cut lizard guys and. Yep.
We've just served Morgan a buffet, is what we've done.
Yep. A Leonid.
Hey, I might be a slut, but I am also a slut for power.
Fair.
So if we're gonna
Yeah,
be
you're gonna
rolling
work
the
to the
dice,
top of that group,
yeah,
Mhm,
obviously.
Yeah.
Like I can get a bunch of hunky men whenever I want, but like one who's like disconnected, I don't like. That's important. That's a big difference.
Oogna's
and of
completely
course-
oblivious if any of them are giving her looks, because I'm sure they recognize her. She's famous in the pit fighting circles.
Oh, yeah,
but she's
actually-
dressed up nice tonight.
I mean, there's that. There's definitely some like second looks going to Oogna. Oogna is no slouch with a charisma of like 14 or something.
Yep, I got
But
+2.
also, you'll notice immediately, Morgan, that like a lot of the underling or the up and comer wrestlers in the entourage are like nudging each other and being like quite excited about Oogna's presence. They've definitely heard of her.
Awesome.
Like more than you. Like there's more people on
Oh,
this
wow.
ship who have heard of Oogna than have heard of Morgan, which is kind
This
of
is not a streaming crowd.
Yeah. Well, you didn't actually take fame for Morgan. It's much more people in a specific,
Yeah.
people who know with Morgan, not so much like random people in the street. But Oogna actually has a level of fame, so there's like occasional people coming up and asking for an autograph.
So yeah, we very quickly get this party started. I come over, I do like the big
Oh, yeah.
like grasp on the arm for Big K, and clap him on the back, and shake hands with some of the other pit fighters, and introduce my crew. Like yeah. How's this
Stars
season
are
been?
aligning.
Yep. Man, I can't. Oh man, I saw a really great fight in Ravenfall last time I was there. I mean, Basilisk, amazing, always.
As soon as you say you were there, everyone has questions.
Yeah.
That has been like all that anyone's been talking about in the pit fighting circles has been that match. And in fact, you quickly learn that there have not been any big matches since
Oh
that
really?
one.
Ooh.
The warring between the skirmishing between Nelmar Zesh and Ibisha has gotten a lot hotter. It's a full-on war at this stage.
Right.
Possibly fueled by the Dragonborn ships that got wiped out. That one armada that got taken out randomly for some reason that still a little unclear. Some kind of some strike from the heavens.
Something.
Unclear what happened, but a couple of major Dragonborn ships sunk near the.
I left them all shook up. Is all I'm saying.
Yep. That was you guys.
Yeah, we summoned Velvet Elvis to smite them.
Yep. With a ball of Edoreza.
Yeah.
And the war is heated up, and so travel from the south basically has to come around here. So basically, so there's a war going on in the south. So you hear a lot about the war in the south, which you'd already heard a bit about.
Yeah.
Maybe let's pull up the
I'm
world
gonna bring
map.
it. That's why I'm
Let's
bringing up
just
the
get
map.
everybody-
Yeah.
Yeah. The full world map.
Alright. Let's
And get
push
everybody
that.
sort of up to speed.
All right, world map.
So the war in the south in around
Alpha
Loach Tal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the city of Al-Felicia, which is kind of the center of their trade empire. So the peninsula of Loach Tal is where there is war that you have now learned is basically undead armies of the Necrogog, causing troubles. And the elves had come north from Elvenholm saying that the war was affecting them as well. So there isn't a lot of sailing around down there. And then Nelmar Zesh has heated up their war with the Holy Ibetian Empire. So now if you want to go from the southern territories and Zaru, you basically have to skirt between two wars. You have to go between the southern islands of Nelmar Zesh and then come up the western coast of Evermere, which is exactly what these guys are doing.
And then up through the Northlands.
Yeah, to get to the Northlands. So, and of course the wrestling circuit is everywhere, the pit fighting circuit, but like it's particularly big in two places: the Northlands and in the Wahadi deserts. And you've never been to the Wahadi circuit.
No, that's
You've
where
heard
the big.
stories.
That's where the big pits are. There's some great
Yeah.
action out that way.
But of course, a lot, of course, happens in Ibisha as well, and that just hasn't been happening because of the war.
Yeah.
There are huge pits in Nelmar Zesh, but that hasn't been happening because of the war, and so it just leaves the Northlands kind of like to do their own thing. So that match in the Northlands between Basilisk of Ravenfall and I can't remember his name now because we were joking around that he was Dwayne, that's it. Dwayne
Dwayne.
Thunderfist.
Yep.
Because everyone was like, Dwayne the Rock Thunderfist, haha. But that battle between the Dwarven champion Dwayne Thunderfist and Basilisk of Ravenfall was the biggest news that has happened in the pit fighting circuit for some time. Other than whatever's going on in Wahad. And you'll hear from some of these Felicians too that there seems to be conflict going on in among the Wahadi. That there is some kind of unrest within the Wahadi Empire, and it's being fueled by the fact that the Ibetians are attacking them as well. And you realize and remember, Copernicus, that Don Garfeldo told you in his message that there were wars on two fronts in Ibetia. So basically, there's like conflict everywhere right now, and it's really put a hold on the season.
Pit fighting, damn. It's ramping up to be a good one. A lot of the old fighters really top of their game. A bunch of the new guys coming up, young blood, hungry. Oh, we're just gonna have to put on some good matches. That's all. Up here in the north, home of the best fighting in the world.
Maybe we should try to stage something. I know you have some sway out there near Karsh. I'm going to Karsh.
Well, I mean, you're always welcome at the mud pit, whatever. Yeah, I could see if I could get some of my contacts.
Oh, I do
Set something
believe
up?
the fighting pit in Mud Hollow is called the Mud Hole.
The mud hole, yes.
Yes.
The mud hole.
You do enjoy getting slippery and dirty in the mud hole.
In the mud hole, yes. Yeah. You can come to the mud hole anytime you want. Just say the word.
What they say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, the mud hole welcomes everybody.
So how hard is everybody partying tonight? We have a
Extremely.
So Fetid has recently discovered or recently gained a complete immunity to poisons.
Yep.
And so his reaction to drinking is basically
Sure.
as much as he likes.
Yep. Tastes good. Kind of burns a little bit. That's fun.
I'm mostly convincing other people to drink. I'm actually not going to be drinking that much. I have goals. I have gold digger goals here. I need to socialize, get a
Aw.
lay of the land.
I found some fellow pit fighters. Like, there's no way. There's no way. I am not. Yep.
So Morgan, I guess the question is like, what direction are you going? So you will of course get introduced to the captain of the ship. We'll getting the business out of the way. You fairly early on have a chat with the captain of the ship, who, since you have your own rations and/or are willing to pay for food, and seem to be friends with his with the guy who's a cousin of one of the owners of the ship, is no problems with you guys hitching a ride. And the captain of the ship is a heavy set Loxodon, a little older. It's got a bit of a grizzled mutton chop thing going on down the sides around it by his tusks. He's got a scar over his scalp, where he probably got hit with an axe at some point. But of course, like many Felicians, lots of jewels, gold bands on the tusks. Basically, the ostentatiousness of the wealth display is kind of like a power statement among the Felicians, and he's the captain, so he looks the part. He wears basically a heavy set of furs, some kind of heavy animal pelts. Quite a lot of them, because he doesn't like it up here in the north.
I am going.
But yeah, he's kind of like a middle-aged fat guy, but also a Loxodon.
I am going to organize a fight between Oogna and Big K, a demonstration to be held upon our arrival, and I'm gonna be getting everyone on this ship hyped the fuck up about it so that word gets sent ahead of us to start the organizing,
Oh yeah.
get the location, and also get this
Interesting.
merchant
I mean,
guy.
I was gonna say, if you want,
Yeah.
there could be like a little taster tonight, because there's still some cargo down on that dock, and we could do like some strongman competition here to see how much cargo
yeah.
we can either of us can lift.
Hell yeah.
So Morgan, do you want to actually put some effort behind this? So you could use the cult to send word and try and get you certainly have a lot of connections within the cult in Ravenfall. Ravenfall has a huge local arena known as the Eerie, because it's mostly like an acrobatics platforms and rope jumping and stuff like that kind of an arena, which is why the local champion Basilisk is actually a fairly small but incredibly agile and fast tiefling.
Completely.
But you can.
All my connections are getting pulled for this. We have so much. We have so much. So many eyes on us. Gary's included.
It's a big
because
event.
of the stupid fucking trial, and we are also gathering. Like, we're supposed to be like gathering intel to give to other people so that we can fight this big baddie. And like, we need as much platform as we can for that. So fully, she's gonna dip into.
So while people are getting word
pitch you a
sent out.
headline.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
First, she fought for justice. Now, she's fighting for punches, or some other, the sake of violence.
Yeah.
Oogna sugar tusk. But yeah, I think like from the courtroom to the pit.
Yes. Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
While Copernicus is making arrangements at the school, like earlier in the day, right, there was all this using the sending scrolls to send word to various places. You easily could have been like, I need to send word to back home. Since you were talking about going, and making contact with your people in Ravenfall anyway. So you could indeed send word, and I'm just going to pull out, because it's funny, I'm pulling up your campaign notes so I can remind myself of the name of your primary contact in, yes. Lady Pudenza Direlust. The tiefling dominatrix warlock.
It's like a dirty credenza.
Well, Pudenza is an old-timey word for the mons pubis and things near it.
I'm trying to. Is dirty credenza a drink or a sex move? Because it could be either of those things.
Oh yeah.
Are you thinking of the dirty crescendo? That's definitely a sex move. The dirty crescendo.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you send on word to the Lady Direlust to see if she can make some contacts and
get something set up.
Some noise and say, hey, I happen to know that 2 famous pit fighters are coming to town, and I am getting them to drunkenly agree to put on an exhibition match. If you can set up set things up to take advantage of this, we can make this happen.
We can make money.
Yeah, you get a cut. You gotta get a cut from that.
We can
Convince
gather
some
resources.
strong men to join the cult.
We can piss off my family. we can gather like our contacts and get better contacts through this for our overall world saving mission. But most importantly, this can put me in the room with people who are quite wealthy and can be my sugar daddies.
Excellent.
That's the main goal
here.
Okay?
Yeah.
Everyone has to put in their assist. No, actually, I think maybe you guys should not assist, especially
So, well, I mean,
Copernicus.
right now, no one but you knows about this,
Yep.
so this will be fun.
Perfect.
All right, so massive partying ensues. So, Morgan, you're avoiding getting drunk, but are you making any
partake.
moves?
No, I will be desirable but out of reach.
Ooh, fancy.
Especially if they're
Excellent.
related to the person that's more wealthy. Like, you don't want to cross family ties.
Mm-hmm. And Fetid, I'm assuming that you're gonna consume whatever you can get your grubby little paws on.
Oh yeah, I'm basically a living garbage disposal right now.
Good. This is also like when you get people who are all both involved in the same sport together and any kind of party situation, you guys are gonna have to sit through so many stories. But you remember that one match, blah 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 blah. And then the chair came in. There wasn't even a chair there before.
Fucking chop.
Clearly set up like for hours, and trying to one up each other on your best fights. Oh, you missed the one time that I.
Perfect.
And
It gets
there's
more and more
bound to be
ridiculous.
there are bound to be some fights. Like there's gonna be
Mhm.
some young pups that are like, oh, I wanna show. Oh, are you really that tough? To both of you, both Kangar and.
Oh yeah. Oh no, there's a fight where I like don't put down my beer. I fight one-handed. It's part of the yeah.
Just obliques, just
Yeah.
half
Yep.
through the roof.
I think
Um,
Fernie is mildly obsessed with the pit fighting injunction against magic and is like asking very specific like legal type questions about like if I use like a summon object to create a chair that you hit someone with, is that cheating?
Yeah.
And he's just running through these
What's the
contingencies,
limitations here?
and he's trying to find questions that people will disagree on the answer for. That's specifically.
Can a lich play basketball?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah. No rule that said a
And-
lich can't be a pit
Yes,
fighter.
but you know that there is a specific thing about we already know about the undead, which is that like specifically white men can't jump. WIGHT, of course.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I'm gonna say obviously you guys would have gotten Tromlin's curse removed before you came on
Yeah.
the boat, so Tromlin of course
He's
will be
partying
partying
it
it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And come the morning, Oogna, make me a Constitution save.
All right.
You have the iron liver.
Yep.
So-
That's a wow. 25?
Okay, I was gonna say, is that really good or really bad? Okay, really good. So you're just up at the crack of dawn like normal.
Oh no,
like
everything's
working
great. I'm fine. It's great they brought some of their equipment with them. I can actually get a proper workout in.
out. And it's just like blocks of the stone ballast
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
they're shipping. You're like, oh, there's real equipment here. That's the cargo. Okay, whatever.
It's fine, whatever.
And yeah,
And
everybody
I'm
who didn't
aggressively
overpartake.
chipper about it too. Like I'm whistling, hey everybody!
Cromlin is like
Like, shut up.
crawled under something to die because he does not have the iron liver, but
No.
he definitely would have been partying.
Yes.
Although he does have resistance, I shouldn't say that. I forgot. The satyrs automatically get a resistance to.
Right. It's their
Where
thing.
is it? Yep, resistance to imbibed toxins. Revelry, save advantage to save versus ingested poisons. But Tromlin only has a Constitution of 10, so even with advantage on the saving throw, it's not his strong point. So Tromlin's feeling pretty worse for wear, and the ship, of course, like with the early morning, with the tide coming down, the ship sends off. There's like activity all night. The party's going on, but they're still loading well into the night, so that they were ready to launch like the moment there's enough light and they've got the tide going out.
We help out by like
Carry
I
the
go
ship.
down and I'm like grabbing giant chunks of basalt and hucking them at Kangar, and he's like grabbing them with his trunk, flipping them around.
Yep. Yeah, and the ship puts to sea. So basically, the plan here is to go to come out the Firth that Dwemberdal lies at the head of,
Under the
but
broken lands
hugging,
here.
yeah, hugging the north shore to avoid the Dragon's Isle, which is not a place where dragons live, but rather.
This is the Dragon Isle.
No. You're too zoomed out.
Oh, I'm
You
too
can't even
zoomed
see
out.
the
I need a
Dragon's
different
Isle.
map.
Yeah. You're thinking of the dragon-born Isles of Nelmar Zesh is a different.
Oh, there we go. I gotta zoom in more. Here we
Yeah,
are.
the Dragon's Isle is called the Dragon's Isle because
Here
it's
we
a
are.
massive volcano, and it's a massive volcano because it's actually a portal to like the fire plains. So it's basically like a sort of a pseudo constant erupting volcano. So it's not somewhere that you want to take your ships too close to
We're up
because
here.
like a boulder could fall out of the sky and crush your ship. So they are going to basically follow the road, is how it works. Staying along the north shore, all the way out to the Evermere, and then up the coast to Alder Cove and on to Ravenfall is the plan. And of course, by sea, this is going to go much, much faster than it would over land. You know from before taking the road from Mud Hollow to Ravenfall, which is not even as far as from Ravenfall to Dwymerdel, is like a several days at like supernaturally high speed running horses kind of proposition. It took you guys a week to get there by caravan. However, within a couple days of sailing, you will have made your way out into the Sea of Evermere and out towards the point to round and head, instead of continuing eastward, to head northward towards the Shadow Coast and Alder Cove. And it is on a cold evening when you round the point that one of the lookouts shouts that he sees something, and we will begin our next game with that
Ooh.
something.
Exciting.
Cliffhanger.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Excellent.
And that's it for tonight. So we're still trying to figure out. We are probably going to play on Good Friday the 7th, but we're not 100% sure. Randy can't make it. So Tromlin's going to be very hungover for a while. But assuming the rest of us can make it, we're going to play. We should be able to post about that and confirm.
But
And
we
we
will keep up
may-
to date on the Discord.
We may have a guest at that game.
I'm gonna
Okay.
throw something in the chat. Give me a second.
Something in the chat. Is it
Yeah,
a
I
cool-
want
is it a cool
everybody
thing?
to watch my trailer
Oh
for
yeah.
the show that I
Oh yeah.
have done some writing for.
Yay!
Where is the link? There's the link. Whoop.
So many tabs.
I know.
It's like whenever any spell happens at any point in the game, a new tab is opened. So I just have it up.
I've been throughout the session trying to convert all of my like giant list of notes from a text document into a like Notion database, so that I can interlink like characters to cities to factions and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
So I have like a trillion tabs open right now.
Google's image search page for Elephant Man 5e D&D, and then one for Babar, and then one for Shirtless the Rock. And then my spells, obviously. But those ones I felt were pretty important.
Excellent. Excellent.
Indeed.
Lane, would you roll me a d20? Roll me a d10.
Excellent. D10? D10 will
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Here's my D10. All right, this is the point where I remind the chat that you can indeed get in on this if you sign up for the Twitch channel subscribers of the Twitch channel are entered automatically into a draw for artwork from our amazing artists. I have rolled a 6. Who's going to get the artwork?
It is Metageeky.
Metageeky has already signed off for the night, but we will inform Metageeky
Hell yeah.
that they are the proud recipient of another lovely art.
Awesome, and I am getting caught up on the backlog, so if you've won in the past couple months and you haven't received it, jump on the Discord. I should be posting those real soon.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome, thank you all our subscribers and everybody who gave us inspirations because we needed them.
Oh my god. We need them.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Did you
Thank
ever?
so much.
Let's, so has anybody got anything to shout out? I'll do my usual shout out to the Shadow DM, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Anybody have
Dan.
anything you want to shout out other than Alina's?
Check out my trailer, share it with everybody. We need to show studios that lots of people are excited about this, so lots of watches.
Yay! All right. Other than that, make sure to check out all of our links in the thing below, and
Up there.
we'll see y'all next time on the same trash channel for some more hot trash.
Bye.